items unless you're Kokoma for things like Khan's Jace, for example. But yeah, those were the good old days, like Darian's Warwick top bans. I think it was just banned the one time actually. But we will be loading up into this game, going straight into a pause, but we are here for these semi-finals. I believe they are of the semi-finals of the winners bracket.
Yeah.
Here at the Mods of Cyber Series number 3, Back to Basics, brought to you by KFC.
Oh, and a couple of other things, but especially KFC.
Others, but particularly KFC.
Yeah. So we do have a pause coming out immediately, as you can see.
Yeah.
Hopefully it should be resolved soon. I wouldn't know. I've hidden the chat at the behest of the viewers. So just again to remind people and just outline what you can expect to see. Renekton more than likely going to shove Poppy in early, but she does absolutely fine into him. Not really at any point in the game is she under threat from him unless he's got like a Black Cleaver and she only has half an item. As well as that, you want to see Kayn and Kha'Zix both go for aggressive invades on each other and look to just farm till their relevant power spikes around the level 6 mark. Their ganks are fine, but don't expect much to happen around that top lane. Following that, you do have Corki and Syndra, both very burst heavy, liable champions that are consistently threatening each other after power spikes. In Syndra's case, after her level 6, and in Corki's case, after his Sheen purchase. As well as that, you have Tristana and Xayah, both 2 to 3 item onward powerhouses, who don't really have that too much of a formidable early lane phase, but look for the playmaking support in Thresh and the anti-playmaking support in Janna to completely dictate the pace of that lane.
Yeah, important thing to note actually about that bottom lane, going to be that EVH Shadow has picked up the Relic Shield, as is sort of customary on Thresh as it were, but some people sometimes go for the coin, which is what Eon has gone for on that channel, so just going to have accelerated gold generation.
What do you think of the heal on Syndra?
Yeah, pretty good.
I think it's okay. It gets you out of some of Corki's burst, and obviously gives you that extra lifeline, because you don't really need the extra damage on your ult. And I guess she was banking on him taking the barrier, so she's like, I don't need the ignite, he's just going to shield it. So
yeah, you very rarely take ignite on Syndra anyway, because slightly because of the range and slightly because you just don't need it. For the burst, so it's usually going to be something like Ghost or Heal, maybe Barrier if you're in very certain matchups. And he goes, yeah, just go for the heal. It's pretty good to get away from Blaze, it's pretty good to get away from Deity, and no one actually building any grievous wounds, as we see a very early little skirmish here, and getting so much damage from that explosive charge.
Yeah, massive trades. Ooh, actually a big trade mid lane as well.
Big. Yeah, well, that's actually really, really big. Horizon in the bot lane.
Like, the two lanes were having action while I was looking top lane, because I was like, yeah, Renekton Poppy. But,
yeah, well, Zod Sajin just dropped the explosive charge and got every stack but the final one procced, so
yeah,
almost had that one going, and has actually caused a lot of problems there for Ventus, blowing through his pot very early, but actually Zod Sajin using his as well, and due to the nature of Warlord's Bloodlust, after a rough few early waves, Ventus should heal to full.
Scatter the Weak coming out there, really just emphasizing
in the mid. That was so anticlimactic. He threw out the stun. I was like, oh, you might actually like blow some there. I mean, he just autos him.
Why was Renekton at Kha'Zix's red? Now they have a ward on it, which is really important. They're pinging out Kha'Zix.
So once again, this is exactly what we saw a few minutes ago. Ventus taking a bit more damage from the explosive charge. This little flay as well.
You see a big trade on Poppy here from Renekton.
Showing his dominance.
Good use of the steadfast presence.
Advantage for Cypher. Nice little block of the slice and dice, but doesn't want to take too much trading.
Doesn't want to take the cannon minion either, apparently.
Hey, that's toxic. Just wanting to wait for that further to run out, but now Toby has the Fury. Never mind. So you do see a bit of actually invade coming into this north quadrant now.
Cypher's dropping low.
To recall Cypher. Very, very low, and meanwhile Blaze has forced Van Cleef out of his jungle, and Cypher nearly being forced out of the top lane. Actually, Blaze just cancelling the recall yet again. Going to go steal away some of the chickens, using that sort of early strength.
Oh yeah, my other favourite item on Poppy now is Knight's Vow. So you go for the
Actually, I hate Night's Vow.
you can go Righteous Glory into Night's Vow. It's pretty fun. I like the Gauntlet in there too.
It's such a good item. I just hate that I have to build it on like every single tank. Because like
here comes Kayn.
These stats as we see maybe Blaze coming for a dive and nothing that Cypher can do there. Doesn't manage to get his courage proc. No buckler, no CC, just locked up by the slice.
Also very important are the inefficient back timings mid lane. Corki, no Sheen, just boots and a longsword to build towards his phage. That is so important, and Syndra has so much more pressure until...
Oh wait, are we seeing a 4-man bot?
Big rotation through the enemy jungle here for this.
Van Cleef and Let Me Jungle
this IG lineup
on in. Looking to maybe go onto the Thresh, going to stun him up. He's going to try and flash out, gets the hook onto Shadow under the tower. Van Cleef going to trade that one for one. Heal not going to be enough. Was Oddsage be able to get anything here? No, he won't. Going to jump on out. Going to blow the flash for good measure as well, but it does end up being a 1-for-1 because of a lovely death sentence from Shadow. Blaze
you can tell Zod really wanted flash forward there and land the last hit onto Neon. Aeon, sorry, Neon. It's the character. But yeah, just really close there. Nice that they turned it and managed to pick up a kill. They got the heal as well. Yeah, Cypher dropping dangerously low. You see the careful pings coming out onto Corki here as he is rotating bot lane.
They see he's coming down and Blaze in the area as well, but gonna turn that one around, run back to the mid lane. And Cypher actually just getting out of that one alive. Still has a stack of his corrupting pot, not 100% certain. He doesn't just use it, but this is generally how Renekton versus melee champions go. You kind of get bullied out incredibly hard in the early game, then you just hope you can scale. I mean, Tommy picking up a really early tier that as well. It's pretty advantageous.
Yeah, really good that he's managed to get that for himself. Just helps emphasize the amount of shove that he's having towards that top lane and increases trading potential with his reset. Following that, you do see the blue smite come out from Kayn, as well as the double longsword pickup and the boots for Kha'Zix. Now,
smite on Kayn's so nice.
In terms of vision, you do see a deep ward from the red side in the red, next to the red jungle camp of this EVH lineup from IG. Now, usually I like to put it in the bush to the left of that, where it's just on the corners, so you can see their jungler pathing down pretty much every entryway. But that's still a good ward to have, and it just gives them the extra layer of protection against the Kayn that's made his presence all too felt in each of the lanes.
Yeah, maybe about to see a bit of action up in that top lane, but it's going to be on Blaze's terms. He does have the Shadow step available, so if anyone gates on him, he's going to walk on out as the hook goes wide in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and you see Kayn getting off his recall here, as well as Kha'Zix just farming up his raptors.
Oh, huge respect there from Shadow and Zod Sage, and they see the second Let Me Jump Please leaves the lane, or almost a second, they just completely back off to their tower. Do not want to risk anything here. They're in a good spot. They've got one kill onto Zod Sage already from that dive.
Exactly, and the double BF sword bot lane just kind of cancels each other out. Neither of these champions renowned for their insane laning phases, but both of them do have a sizable amount of burst at level 6. So I'd like to see if the hook comes onto Janna, perhaps we could see Zod just go all in forward.
Yeah, I have to see, of course, once Eon hits that level 6, all in suddenly becoming a little less prevalent as he's just going to pop that Monsoon, but...
Exactly. Green Smite from Kha'Zix is very nice. It helps them push their defensive and offensive vision lines, and signifies that he's not wanting to go for these 1v1 invades quite yet until he has his Duskblade complete.
Yeah, actually some people when they go for this Duskblade rush, we still don't know if he's going to go for the Q evolution or R evolution. Some people go for the Duskblade and they don't even build this far, they just get the Talisman and go straight for the Duskblade, so have to see, is he going to go Warrior, is he going to go Duskblade? We don't know. It's a mystery.
Who knows? Looks like Renekton is building towards a Titanic... No, it's actually... It might be a Titanic Hydra later on, but I think it's just a Black Cleaver for now after the team up. Yeah,
he's got the team, he's got the push, he's got the...
that's really painful for Corki, having to respect Syndra to the point of building a Hex Drinker as his first item instead of getting his Sheen. Obviously his back timings were suboptimal, but still that's not stellar for him.
Yeah, really wants to hit that Triforce spike as early as possible, and the Sheen spike in of itself as well.
You know, I really like Green Smite on this Kha'Zix, especially since the Janna's rushing the Ardent Center.
Maybe he possibly wishes he had Red Smite here as he's trying to get away the flash forward from Blaze, but nice bring him in under the tower. Doesn't manage to pop his ultimate though, and does go down, so Blaze taking himself
just as I praised his Smite choice. Yeah.
And real quick, Van Cleef did go for the evolved Q.
I would really have I like that he's gone Green Smite because it helps compensate for the fact that Janna won't be placing any wards till she gets her Sightstone after her Ardent Sensor. But that was just unfortunate.
Yeah, that's usually good if you've got like a tank jungler and stuff, and you're just planning on playing completely around the bot side. You can just be the Sightstone for them. To be honest, in these 1v1s with a Kayn, they're going to be so close that Red Smite would make the difference. But after this, probably not. You know, Van Cleef's too far behind, so.
Important to note is that the package is available in the base of this EVH lineup.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe I assume that Deity is waiting till he can get that Sheen spike we've spoken about so much. He does have the gold for it now, so.
He's low on mana.
Well, he's got the blue buff, so he's alright.
True. But I was just saying, if they wanted to trade, Syndra has the innate
advantage. Such like a spooked fashion.
I know. I was like, oh my god, is it gonna happen?
Inside the game, the man's got low mana and a blue buff. He's not even that low. To be fair, it's like.
It was reasonably low.
I think for. Oh, I like that.
They're Draken, yeah. Nice. I guess they knew that Kayn was going base.
Yeah, and when you have the Q Evolution Kha'Zix, you just tear through that dragon with the reduced cooldown and with a Janna, with her Eye of the Storm shield.
Infernal next, which is really, really important.
Very nice. The Cloud Drake actually would have been really nice for Van Cleef if he had had the R Evolution, because more time you can buy stealth, you know, the better.
But hey, you'll take it as it comes, to be honest. That was about as free a Drake as you're going to get at this point.
That was pretty free. Absolutely nothing.
Especially when all of your lanes are being shoved in, except for Syndra.
Yeah, that's pretty good, but what's interesting is that
they're
still not recalling, still not getting his whatchamacallit, his Sheen or anything. Has that package, can just run it bot. It looks like Blaze may want to do just that himself. Moving on into this
Kha'Zix on Corki
bush as Cleef comes in mid, but Valkyrie going to get him out there. No stun connects, and Shadow now walking up, gets the flay, gets
good hook
onto Eon. In comes Blaze, a nice flash, but it's not going to be enough as Eon goes down. Buster shot on both teleports coming on out, but teleports are going to be cancelled. Now it's Ventus left alone 1v3. Can he?
Zaya doing so much damage.
He can, but he has no Feather Storm. So he's not going to Blade Crawler, there it is though, putting out the damage, putting out the roots onto Shadow, but now looks like Blaze wants to come in for the dive. He's moving behind, and he is already in his Rast form. Gonna have that knock up, taking the Shadow Step in on over the wall. A nice flash from Ventus, but there's the power of the blue smite. Knock up does not connect, and he's forced to take the lantern out. Azod saying goes so low, but he will go down to the bomb. Ventus, that is in the end. So the kill is picked up, and very possibly the tower as well.
Yeah, this is Tristana here. She's low on mana, she's low on health, but when she has enough for an explosive charge, you can expect that tower to just drop. I'm just gonna look at the health now. Yep, it's immediately gone down. And oh, Poppy's going for Sunfire, which is actually not very efficient at all. It used to be meta on her, yes, and it used to be meta in the game, but with the release of the new items, people have chosen to forgo Sunfire Cape entirely. Even though Balmy Cinder got reduced in cost, it's still a lot better for you, a lot better for your team if you get the likes of your Righteous Glory, your Knight's Vow. Even the Iceborne Gauntlet is better for your trading and your utility than just the AoE magic damage.
It did get a pretty hefty numbers buff onto the damage to minions and monsters, so the damage to champions is almost negligible really, but it is going to help with that split push, with that wave clear, but against a Renekton spamming Q and Tiamat, really not.
He didn't actually finish his Black Cleaver, he finished the Titanic Hydra first.
Titanic? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Corki is a Sheen now, but it's going to be about 6-7 minutes till he gets his Triforce.
Yeah, that's a bit long. I think he might be able to get it before. And he has the package as well, looking to come up for this 3-man dive top. Now, let me jungle, please. Should know he's in the area. Yep, has the vision, but the stun does not connect.
Syndra's low on mana.
Package in aggressive. Like I said, she's low on mana. He's high in Hex Drink as she tries to flash on out, but Blaze picks up the kill.
Big trade bot lane as well.
Oh,
or not, as the case may be.
That reminds us that top lane tower will go down.
This was really, really good from the EVH lineup. They got kill mid, they swapped their bot lane as soon as they took the tower, they got another tower top lane, and now they're pressuring even the inner tower and Poppy here.
And they're doing okay in this 1v3, and that's fine. This tower is staying alive. Toby can walk up, should be able to defend that. Maybe not, just a little bit too scared of Van Cleef. Understandable. So the tower does go down, but yet another tower picked up for EVH in response. So they are now up 3-1, and just half of the health of that top tower gone already.
All members of this EVH lineup committing towards this top quadrant of the map.
Yeah, looking to possibly go for this Rift Herald now, though.
To possibly go for the recall.
But the second Blaze walks up, a nice
good flash hook.
Connects, manages to get the play as well. He will die to the bomb. No, he won't, because the Eye of the Storm. But a nice jump in from Zod Saiyan. No fear as the Humble Trespass is going to be used.
Kane
trying to heal on up. Gets a nice knock-up, but is dodged out by the Featherstorm. Ventus running out so low, but Deity's chasing him down. Blaze doing his best impersonation of Van Cleef as he goes in for the flash Q and the double kill. Picked up by Deity.
Yeah, and now Corki's back in the game, and as well as that, Tristana now is sitting on a tidy 5 kills. This is such a questionable position for them to be in. That was a fight without Renekton in it. That was pretty much a 5v4, and they still came out ahead.
Just superior play from EVH across the board.
Granted, it does help that Kha'Zix was immediately removed from the fight, but just the way they played it following that was also good. They got a lot of the defensive cooldowns, like the Eye of the Storm and the Exhaust, out when Tristana went for the assassination on Van Cleef. Zod actually picked that up anyway, so it was just fairly clean in and out job for him. Rocket jump in, auto attack, rocket jump out, flash away, and then suddenly you can just sit there and reset City off of the assists and kills that are coming your way.
Yeah, pretty much. And blowing those cooldowns, like you said, also opens the door so much for Blaze, getting rid of those defensive cooldowns, because now he can just go so hard. But I'm really liking this decisiveness from Shadow. He was playing very aggressively in lane because, you know, how's a Janna going to punish you? And now just, you know, the second he sees Van Cleef overstep, well, not the second, that was a small moment of deliberation, but then just straight flash Q, and Van Cleef too slow to react. Does end up going down. And yes, it's a pretty dominating game for Event Horizon so far.
Yeah, exactly, and you do see them coming up at 10-1 here. Were we expecting this? Probably, given that, you know, they were finalists for some of the previous tournaments, but we didn't expect it to be at this level, pretty much. Yes, we knew that Poppy may get shoved in by Renekton early, that Syndra may struggle with Corki, even though she did hold her own for a good part of that lane phase. And yeah, we acknowledged that if Janna got hooked, or if Xayah got hard engaged on when Janna had no cooldowns, the bot lane could be in trouble. But this is just happening on all sides of the map right now, and rotation after rotation is just further snowballing and adding more objectives to the repertoire of this EVH lineup.
Yeah, EVH just knowing how to play with their
Speaking of objectives...
Yeah.
Here, wait, I have...
Straight for the Herald. Oh, you have a script prepared for you?
Given Rift Herald's strengths and the massive... yeah. Rift Herald is good, basically.
God, no.
Yeah, don't worry. It also augments Tristana's pushing power. Like, put that in one lane with her, and you've suddenly got, like, 2 towers. Maybe 1, but maybe, like, 1.5.
Yeah, it is quite sad that they don't have a Ardent Sensor to use, with that Tristana, speaking of which, has been finished for a short amount of time for Eon, but I do not know if that's going to be enough for him. But how... So, IG, you know, we've seen them play quite a bit. How do they come back from this? Because right now, it's not looking too good.
You saw in previous games that when they found themselves on the back foot, they still managed to turn it later on, largely through Ventus. Van Cleef not being on the engaged champions that we're used to seeing him on is a bit shaky, honestly. Like, his engages were pretty spectacular, his peeling was good, neither of which Kha'Zix particularly excels on. So all eyes are really going to have to be on Ventus. Now, last time we said to watch Ventus, Let Me Jung Please came out of nowhere and like carried the game on Orianna. But
That's true.
I don't know, we're going to have to watch this, and you can tell that they respect Let Me Jung Please, not only because of the bans in Champ Select, but also because of the fact that there are 2 Hex Drinkers already itemized, despite the fact Syndra's only 1-1.
Yeah, and the only source of magic damage, mind you.
Poppy's Sunfire Cape, actually.
Whoa. Poppy W, steadfast presence. The real
GG.
question here. His name's Let Me Jung, please. Plays mid lane.
Yeah.
Something going on here as we do see 4 members.
His name's
coming out
EVH
from the
Deity,
top
but
lane.
his plays are anything less than godlike. Nah, he's good.
That makes
He's
perfect
chill.
sense.
Don't worry.
Wait, that makes perfect sense.
Oh, dude.
Deity.
Oh, true.
So he's been doing alright, but that Herald actually probably not too necessary. It's not just getting.
But going
melted.
ever
It
so
is
slightly wide. Do you
needed.
think?
They had Triss damage.
Do you think that this Thresh pickup was like a
Oh, that's so good.
denial of?
With Eon? Yeah, Eon again.
Wait, no.
It's like that
Eon
Thresh
doesn't play
quite a lot.
Thresh.
He
Never
does
mind.
see- Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
the most played champion.
Oh yeah. Okay. Good. See, I'm
saw-
smart.
Yeah.
Oh, you see them turning here?
Absolutely do the same thing in the first game as Blaze trying to dash on and takes a lot of damage. Can he get the Umbral Trespass? Yes, he
Tristana
can. He
resets.
will
Good
go
hook.
down. Tristana getting the resets, like you said. Unleash Power going to take down the Janna. Double kill picked up for Deity. A shadow flashing on him. Here's the Feather Storm. Not going to be enough to save him as the Quadra kill picked up for Deity. And the Tower for good luck.
Casually flashing that mastery emote as you do see the Corki maneuver his way through that team fight and pick up kills left and right with the immense burst he got from his Trinity Force completion. Now he's opting for the rapid fire cannon next, which is pretty standard. Tristana on the other hand will likely complete her Phantom Dancer or her rapid fire cannon or her Runans depending on what she goes for here. Static Shiv, you know, the only one that I didn't list. And following that we'll go for a second attack speed item.
Yeah, probably going to pick up a rapid fire cannon after that one, but Shiv's so nice for the extra. They're with extra burst, and then once you get the cannon, you can combo them together, and you're in the money. Sweet. Just take a second to breathe here in this game. Inhale lost.
Dude, why can the technical difficulties never be during the breathing time?
I know, right?
Exactly.
Well, to be fair, when the stream most definitely didn't die cough cough during the last game. Oh my god, that crit damage is insane. But nice tornado does mean you'll get out alive. And once again, no grievous wounds, despite the fact you're playing versus a Kayn. Come on, people.
The Syndra pickup of Haunting Guys here is fairly standard. It's like
Actually,
a cheaper Void Staff. You can go for something else now.
Okay, yeah, guys. No, okay, I'll give Morello's. In a lot of cases, I don't consider Morello's to be grievous wounds because those champions never end up going below the 40% threshold. Things like Vlad and whatnot, they just don't.
Kayn is always below the 40%
But yeah,
threshold.
Kayn is one of the
Then he
things
heals
that
for
can pop and
loads
then he
of
heals
his
for
ult.
his ult,
Yeah.
It's more the things like, you know, if you've got like a super tank Maokai or something.
Actually, I think you'll find that, you know, he'll heal for less than all of his health because he'll have grievous wounds on him.
Yeah, but it's not based off his health. I mean, even if you had grievous wounds, if you altered at 12k Cho'Gath, you could help regardless.
True.
As you see Toby splitting away in this bot lane, definitely doing a great job of playing that Renekton into a tank.
Can Van Cleef take this?
Early lead he needed. Well, can he?
He got it!
He doesn't have any vision. Jumps in, gets the steal. Gonna get hooked on up, trying to see what he can do. Flashing on out, getting out alive.
I think I might be ahead of you.
Yeah, you are very far ahead of me, it turns out. But I don't know that issue.
Poppy rotating onto Renekton. This
Oh, he
is what
actually
they
got
needed
it.
to hold on to this game. This is actually all they needed to hold on. Now, we said that IG, you know, they struggle in the mid game sometimes when they don't stomp the early game, but you saw them come back from a deficit before, so you can't be too quick to write them off. Xayah, solid late game. Syndra, solid late game. Kha'Zix, okay late game. Poppy, okay late game. Janna, yeah, she does Janna things. Now, is that enough to kill the Tristana? Who knows?
Yeah,
we'll see.
That's the issue with all that, as you know. Renekton gonna fall off. Corki kind of falls off. Thresh, like I said, does Thresh things, but Tristana just scales so hard. I mean, Ventus on that Xayah is still pretty good scaling champion, but compared to a Tristana who versus pretty much every matchup is just gonna one hit you before you even get in range. With those huge range crits, especially with the rapid fire cannon. Although that Baron Steel is going to help out an awful lot. Not sure if it's going to be enough.
He Baron stole like you would steal the last piece of chicken from a KFC bucket.
I wouldn't steal. Nice guy. Barbarian
That's
bucket.
what they all say.
But dude, you don't need to steal one. There's plenty for sharing. Alright?
I mean, you get so many now.
There's more than enough.
Exactly. Speaking of item thresholds though, you do see Xayah with the Essence Reaver. Yeah? Building towards her Phantom Dancer next, I'd assume.
There's Xayah, yeah.
Yeah, she's got it now. That's fine. What? Okay, no, never mind. I thought Tristan already completed the rapid fire cannon and was going for another attack speed item, but she's not. So you see Corki just looking to get another attack speed item? Okay, that's fine.
Looking to maybe pick up a Shiv for himself. Yeah, usually by this point you would see the Corki go for
It's like Gargoyle Stoneplate for a Necton coming out next. I think so.
I assume it has to be.
No Black Cleaver is a little suspect for me, but I can understand it because he's just wanting to be a big frontline because they have no other tanks and the enemy team don't really have tanks outside of Poppy.
He just has to go in and live with, he has to go and live with Blaze. And like you said, there isn't too much in the way of armor from the enemy team either, so I like that. I like
trying to bait
we do see them
onto Renekton
for a death push, but I mean, no one's even going to walk that close to Tobias. We do see the package did end up being wasted. Frankly, maybe walking up, flash available for Shadow, but the hook goes wide. That hook could have ended the game, but it's okay.
Could have. You know, you saw Syndra, like, had he flashed, I reckon it would have hit Syndra, but hey.
Well, it's already back up. He's already ready to give it another go, but there's people across the board all going to go and recall. Zod Sajan going with 1k should be enough to finish off that rapid fire can. At the very least, it's going to be the Crochet Shard. I think it's going to be enough.
I think it's enough because he had it before the Baron kill, I think.
Oh, exactly enough.
Yeah.
1100. Chilling on 6 gold right now.
As you do, but now he's got his rapid fire cannon. What other gold does he need?
Whole item up on Ventus, and he has the aggressive boots choice.
Exactly.
Sort of when you are ahead here. And look at that. See, Toby again, not building that Black Cleaver, and so not trying to trade with Cypher because he knows there's no point, but he also knows he can push faster as Blaze finds out Eon flashes away, but not going to be enough to save him. Trying to use the shield, trying to use the exhaust, trying to use the
comes out,
and using the heal of Let Me Jungle with Blaze, forced on out of that one, but everyone living. Let Me Jungle and Eon using both of their summoners though.
4 summoners down now, so Syndra is so vulnerable, Janna's so vulnerable. If the hook comes out onto either of those, the game's over.
Game's over, and there it is, like you said, flash, hook, play, kill. Down goes the Syndra, as now down goes the inhibitor.
Maybe the game's not over, maybe the inhib's over.
The inhib's pretty over. EVH 2 options, they can run into the base, they can run up top. Looks like they're going up for top. That's toxic. As now we see Blaze moving on in with the Shadow step. We're coming out in the front end of the tower. Shadow moving so aggressively because he knows anyone walks up to him, he hooks them, he wins the game. Gonna give it another go. Throws out the hook.
Nice hook
onto Van Cleef. Flay stun dead again.
Big burst.
Ventus pretty low, has the bomb on his head as well. Blaze looking to the knock up, gonna find it onto Cypher, forced to flash out away from the stun of the Renekton, charging up the hammer. I'm fairly certain that is the first keeper's verdict of the game that I have seen. No flame, of course, as Ventus walks up, knocked up.
Xayah!
The flash on out, blowing both summoners, but trading actually back a kill onto Blaze with the unleashed power. And the EVH say, you know what? Again,
Brushes out of mana, Corki's low on mana, let's just back up. We got 2 inhibs.
You don't got to be too rushed, but
maybe get 3 off here actually.
Might be able to force the tower with Sajan. I mean, Sajan can just kill.
Oh god.
Has no summoners. He jumps in, crits him twice for good measure, and just walks on out of the tower range, running back and going to mince that one down. Take the inhibitor with it.
Yeah, and you do see them picking this up, and it looks like Poppy's about to drop as well.
Yeah, Poppy also being gunned down. Actually, Van Cleef jumping on him, going to be flayed off as Toby.
No Featherstorm available. Hook onto Kha'Zix.
Not available, but a nice hook goes for the flash, gets the passive, gets the kill.
Kha'Zix on Tristana.
Good things for integrity. As Van Cleef now looking to run down Shadow, going to pick up the kill. He does not have access to his resets, so won't be able to try and chase down Deity, but buying a little bit of time for his team. Man's now 2 and 5 and 2, picking up a double kill there, proving that Zod Sajan is still vulnerable, still bleeds.
Yeah, he's not infallible. He's still there. He's still gonna die at some point if you commit hard enough onto him. Now, unfortunately for them, the Baron wasn't up. But this is brief respite now that they've lost all 3 inhibs. This is probably the last opportunity they'll get where they can. Sorry?
Yeah, so why was that Baron not up?
This doesn't spawn for 20 seconds.
Because of my boy Van Cleef.
He stole it.
Stole it.
Sick.
Hey.
But unfortunately, there are 3 inhibs down, so I think they've got a little bit of a stay of execution, but ultimately I don't think the final outcome of the game is going to be any different. However, there might be another miracle from Van Cleef onto this EVH lineup, and
the thing is, it's actually pretty easy to steal Barons
the
when you have
package.
Poppy on your team, but like you said, package is available and Steadfast Presence not going to stop that, but Keeper's Verdict is available, as is the majority of Aeon's kits. If they want to go for this, they get the stun, they get the ult, but the Hex Drinker barrier combo will be enough as Van Cleef is going to get slowed by the package. Hook does not connect onto Aeon.
You saw that Tristana was not really near that fight. She has picked up a GA now to just help offset whatever's going to happen if she should misstep.
1.5 whole items up as now Baron is going to be starting. Now Van Cleef doesn't have enough vision into the pit, doesn't have those level 2 wings or those evolved wings. He takes the big crit deity, just gonna Falcon and finish him off. So it's up to Aeon to steal it, baby. No vision.
Bank Jana Tornado!
Alright. Tornado not going to steal it away. Picked up.
Blaze is saying not this time.
And the triple inhibs staying down, it's too much to handle. Look at how much damage that Nexus Tower has taken.
Even with 3 people actively defending it, it's still almost dropping.
Yeah, it's
Oh, actually they're both really low.
Yeah, wow, oh yeah, left one pretty low as well. Of course, it wasn't very great that Ventus and Cypher were the people defending the base there. Where Cypher and Ventus both physical damage dealers, and Cypher could have been very, very useful. Ooh. Cypher now just trying to do what they can to defend this base, but both towers going down and versus double ADCs. I mean, Event Horizon can just hit
Nexus
the
open.
They might want to go for this one in style as Toby moves on up the hook.
Interesting.
On to Let Me Jungle Please. He's going to go down. Van Cleef going to be Buster shotted away. Could get a big root out, and Zaya does do it, but goes down as well. And the whole time the minions are being tryhards and going straight
finishing the game.
As Event Horizon pick up the first game of this best of 3.
Now, we hadn't seen much of Event Horizon this tournament until now, unless they played yesterday, in which case some people have seen them. But anyways, so moving on, we do have IG who came into this, you know, we saw them get a win this morning, but unfortunately they did kind of get shut down completely this game. I'd like to see a higher priority placed on the Tristana. I'd like to see if you're going to force yourself into a corner because of bans, you'll take the cane earlier, because Van Cleef looked a little bit out of sorts on this